Once again, fair weather rugby fan here for a little quick live on a Sunday afternoon as we get ready for the Six Nations, or as I like to call it, the battle for sixth place in the Rugby World Cup. Yeah, I had to go there, folks. Cracking off this next Friday, Saturday, and I believe Sunday as the six teams in the Northern Hemisphere go at it for a chance at bragging rights for the rest of the year within their region and just maybe a little bit of like, hey, where are teams at? Obviously, Wales looking to avoid the wooden spoon this year. I don't think that happens, unfortunately, for the Welsh. Is Ireland? Are they going to go back to back to back? Is that going to happen? Is England going to move up? Is France truly in their golden age, which I personally don't believe they are? They've made multiple World Cup finals. That's the golden age to me. Will Antoine Dupuis finally? Well, of course he's going to do well because it's in Europe. But where does European rugby stand in 2025 as opposed to the rest of the world? Obviously, like I said, I think with a lot of Northern Hemisphere fans, it stands in a very good place. With the rest of the Southern Hemisphere, we're kind of like, we'll see how it goes. Predictions as far as how it goes. Look, I'm going to be cheering for Ireland for only two games. When they play England, I hope they beat the crap out of them. When they play France, I hope they beat the crap out of them. Do I think Ireland has the high possibility of potentially winning this for another time in a row? Of course I do. It's Ireland. But I also pick them to beat the All Blacks two times in a row, and they have failed in both times. So maybe if it's not against the All Blacks, maybe I can bet on them when it's not the All Blacks. But I don't really. Will Scotland? Will Scotland be the thorn in the side of the English for one more year? The injury to Patrick Tupolotu, or excuse me, to Sione Tupolotu. Patrick Tupolotu is an All Black. Will that make a big difference? I kind of think it does because I think him and the combination with Jones at center there for the Scottish is a solid pairing. Will Marcus Smith? He has a good game. He has a bad game. Will he be able to continue? I mean, look, I was on the Marcus Smith train years ago. I thought he was going to be the next biggest thing. I thought, dare I say, Johnny Wilkinson type vibes, and then all he really has is disappointed. England has won one game at the renamed Twickenham, and it was against Japan. Doesn't really count. The battle at 10 for Ireland. You've got Pendergrass, you've got Crowley. Who's going to win that battle? You've got an aging Bundy Aki looking to be left off the squad. The wings of the Kiwi James Lowe and the Aussie Hansen, will that be a proper wing duo? Will that be enough to push Ireland to the top once again? That remains to be seen. Will this be the last ride for Warren Gatland and Wales? No, I don't think it will be. What do we all expect here with the Six Nations? That's what we're talking about today. I really, like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight at all whatsoever. Yes, I have an Ireland jersey. Yes, I have a Scotland jersey. But for me personally, in the past, I would say things like, hey, I get to sit down and watch some tier 2 rugby. I don't know if I necessarily feel like that right now. Because there's some damn good rugby being played in Europe right now. Obviously, the gold standard for me will always be the Rugby Championship. But if you have the ability to watch the Six Nations, it's good to kind of see what's going on the other side of the fence. Obviously, with me being a South African supporter with the URC, I'm getting to see what's on the other side of the fence pretty regularly now. Will we continue to see that? That remains to be seen. Obviously, without Andy Farrell, as he has stepped aside to do the British and Irish Lions tour, the lineup being announced with that, Finn Russell being the class 10, as they would say, for the British and Irish Lions. I still think they're going to go down there and absolutely destroy Australia. I'm just not buying Joe Schmidt, even with the amount of ex-All Blacks he's looking to bring in right now. I think he has one. He'll probably potentially have two or three by the Rugby Championship. I just don't think it's going to be enough for Joe Schmidt. The writing's been on the wall in Australia for a while. Dave Rennie didn't fix it. Eddie Jones certainly wasn't going to fix it, and I don't think Joe Schmidt's going to fix it. We saw the end of the Michael Cheika era. It's going to be a struggle for them in this British and Irish Lions tour. But with that being said, NBC Peacock app here in the US, I might go live for a few of the games. We shall see. I tried covering the Six Nations on this channel last year and just never really got any traction. And I know it's because my bread and butter has always been Southern Hemisphere rugby. And I do think it's kind of a bit ironic, not really ironic, but to talk about the way that I look at Six Nations rugby. It's kind of the same way Six Nations fans look at the Rugby Championship. They look at it as like a generic version of it. I look at the Six Nations as a generic version of the Rugby Championship. I've heard many of the content creators talking about the Rugby Championship and comparing Argentina to Italy. That's not Italy. Italy won one game in 3 years. Argentina beat all 3 teams last year in the Rugby Championship. Argentina and Italy are not the same. I'm just going to say that. But like I said, it should be a great series. I am picking Ireland to win. I'm picking France to come in second. I am picking Scotland to come in third, England to come in fourth, Italy to come in fifth, and Wales to come in dead last. That's just my predictions, with Ireland being able to play England at home and France at home. I think the home field advantage will be just a bit too much. People talk about the French flair. I don't see it. To me, the best part of France is not their backs. The best part of France is their front roads. It's Mavaka, all those guys. Their forwards are their bread and butter to me. Everybody wants to concentrate on Dupas and Intimac. Hey, Crazy Inset, how's it, man? Kia ora, whānau. Everybody wants to concentrate on those particular players, but to me, it's that front row. It's Mavaka. It's all those guys. Those guys are like the motor to me. But maybe that's just because I'm a Springbok fan and that's how I saw them in the quarterfinal. You look over at, obviously, with Ireland, we already talked about Pendergrass. We already talked about Crowley. Doris. We've got some serious guys. Is Josh van der Flier going to get back on form again at some point? What are we going to see? What are we going to see at 15? We already know it's Gibson Park at 9. What are we going to see this year? You look at Scotland, we pretty much know what they have. There's really no big X factors. The only new names that I really am excited to see is obviously Pendergrass, the newer Irish players. There's not really... If there are, I don't see them as far as young talent coming up. I'd love to talk about Italy, but I don't know if I'm about their team. I know it's Capuzzo is like the big guy at 15 for them. They've got some good forwards. Do I think they have a chance to win? No, they don't. They'll beat Wales, and that'll probably be it for them. And that will probably be, believe it or not, I think actually Wales' most close game will probably be against France or England, because they'll put out like weaker squads to play Wales. But I don't think Wales has a chance. I don't think Italy has a chance of winning this. Right now, to me, it's either going to be France or Ireland. And I hope it's Ireland. Because I just don't want the French. I'm sick of this golden age crap. This is not the golden age for French rugby. Their golden age was making a final. Their golden age was making finals. They're not. This isn't a goal. They've won Antoine Dupas has won 1 Six Nations title. This is not the golden age of French rugby. No matter how much you try to sell it, it is. It's just not. That's just a fact. In my opinion. Well, it's not a fact, it's my opinion. If you think it is, fine, you're wrong. That's all I gotta really say about that. But you guys let me know what you guys think your predictions are for this. It is, like I said, the Six Nations. I don't really know how I feel about all of it, but I honestly, you can look at the title of the video. It's a Sunday before it, and I really don't care. Like I said, I just don't want France to win. You guys let me know what you guys think, and have a good